Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So I have a very interesting video for you today. If you haven't heard, Charles Oliveira was actually offered a rematch against Makhachev early next year. Oliveira's coach recently did an interview and had this to say: "We showed a lot of interest in fighting him in Rio. 1 week after UFC 280, the UFC got in touch to us. They gave us the opportunity to fight Makhachev in Rio. They have always been really good to us. We have really good talks, but it was up to us whether we wanted to accept it or not. I talked it over with Charles. He's not injured, but there's emotional stress. It's way beyond physical. Charles is the only fighter that has faced all the top 5 guys within a year. Champs normally hide. They want to fight once a year. That's not Charles, but Rio is way too close now. We prefer to give Charles a well-deserved vacation." That's very interesting that Charles was offered a match, and that explains why there was like talks. Remember when Islam versus Volkanovski wasn't official, but there were talks like, hey, this might have to happen. So it looks like the UFC was actually finally wanting to give Charles a rematch, and man, he deserves a rematch before Volkanovski. Like, Volkanovski has a chance to do something absolutely fantastic, but Charles Oliveira definitely deserved a rematch, and I just feel bad for him because I've been watching Charles Oliveira his whole career. I've become such a huge fan of him and the way he fights, and you can just tell the way he fights. He puts everything into his fights. I can't imagine the emotional toll it took with him after he lost that fight. I really hope the dude's okay, and I really hope he comes back this scene, because after a loss like that, you can see it on his face. Did you watch the Throw in the Agony? Charles looks absolutely broken, and I hope to God, no, I don't care who he fights next. I don't care how much of a fan I am of whoever he's fighting. I really hope Charles Oliveira wins the next fight. Whether that's going to be for a title, that's up for debate. It's probably, I would imagine, Volkanovski is going to lose to Islam, but then again, Volkanovski is pound for pound #1 in my opinion, so you never know what could happen. I just think he's a little bit too small. So Islam beats Volkanovski, then Charles, maybe he's finally over whatever he's going through, and then they have the rematch. I feel like that is the timeline that the UFC is going to go about. Either that, or throw Charles Oliveira against Beneil Dariush, and actually I might cheer against Charles Oliveira in that. Beneil's also one of my favorite fighters ever. I don't know what to cheer for. I really hope that fight doesn't happen, man. That would just tear my heart apart, no matter, like, even more than what Charles is going through right now. But I wanted to make this video, man. Like, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Charles. It looks like he's going through a lot, and he's been through so many ups and downs in his career, and he's come back from the really bad losses before. And not to say like this is a really bad loss, because he was the champion, you know what I mean? He was bound to lose sooner or later, especially with the way he fights, but he's picked himself up before, and look what he's accomplished in his life. He's going to do it again. I'm confident in him. I just feel really bad for him at the moment. I hope to God he gets better with whatever he's doing, guys. This is where I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comment section. Let me know what you think about all this. Do you think Charles Oliveira is going to come back the same? Who do you think he fights next? And also, while I'm at it, how do you see Islam versus Volk going? Let me know down below, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video.